Hey guys, so it's the 22nd of February in 2024, and today I'm going to do you a guided tour of Krakow in Poland. Today I'm going to focus the tour on how not to be scammed, how not to be overcharged, and the scams that you need to avoid when you're here visiting Krakow in Poland. So there are many people walking around the town looking for opportunities to scam you. Look opposite, for example, the girl stopping the two tourists there. This is what you call the money for Ukraine scam. They come over to you and they ask you to pay money. They give you very sad stories and tell you stories about homeless children, children without money, and people having to escape war in the Ukraine. Many different stories, and they ask you to give them money. A lot of people told me that the majority of them are not legitimate. The money is actually going to businessmen, and you cannot trust these people that come over to you in the street. Ukrainian people asking you for money and asking you to put it into a box. You don't know who gets that money. You don't have any proof that this is real. So be very careful with the money for Ukraine scam here in Krakow. They're walking around. There's hundreds and hundreds of them walking all over the city. This started during the wartime, and they're just going everywhere all over the city. So what you want to look at in terms of changing your money, this is the currency exchange here with the green sign and the white sign here. It's a very expensive currency exchange. You've got buy and you've got sell. So when you look at the sign outside, you see one price, 4.85 euros, for example. USD 4.69, and you've got the pound 5.95. With these rates here that you see in the window of the currency exchange, this is buy and sell. So the rate that you see outside is the sell rate, not the buy rate. So when you go inside the currency exchange, you get the buy rate. So it's a totally different rate to what you see outside. So you need to check the buy and the sell when you change your money. It's the same here, it's the same in many other tourist destinations, like when you're in Prague and when you're in Bulgaria. They do exactly the same with the buy and the sell, so you get a completely different rate. So look online at the rate online and walk around 5 or 6 or 7 different currency shops. I know a very good currency exchange that offers me very good rates on Mikołajska Street, for example, and a very good one on Wiele Pola Street. But you need to be away from the main market square. Maybe you could also go to the Galeria Krakowska as well and change your money there if you want to be sure. But you have to be very careful when you change your money here in Krakow in Poland. It's all to do with currency exchange rates, buying and selling and that type of thing as well. And it's the same in most tourist cities around Europe. Krakow is a wonderful city to visit for a holiday. It's one of the best tourist destinations in Europe, but there's so many different things that you need to watch out for. When you're out here, for example, at nighttime, there's some girls that are walking in the street. They call it the two-girl bar scam. So 2 girls come over to you in the street, they give you a smile, they start talking to you, they walk down the road. I'm looking for directions to this street called Siewska Street, for example. This is what they said to the guy. They walked him down the road going towards Siewska Street, and they've invited him into a bar on Siewska Street. They've asked him, do you want to go for a drink? He's invited them for a cocktail in the bar. He's had a few drinks himself, they've had a few cocktails, and he's got a massive bill for thousands and thousands of zlotys, like 10 times more that you would pay in a normal bar, and completely been ripped off, completely been scammed. So you do have to watch out for these type of scams, especially here in Krakow. They're going on here and in Warsaw more than other Polish cities. But they will take you into a place. You must always check the menu and the prices before you order a drink here in Krakow. Another one is, my friend came here on holiday recently from England. A friend of mine from near Birmingham, for example. He came here on holiday, and he went to he was walking down these streets. He wanted a beer in the day, and he's gone into the Belgian beer bar. So he found this Belgian beer bar. He took a bottle of Duvel beer, just picked one out the fridge, paid the bill. Turns out that each beer was 100 zloty for each beer. Now 100 zloty is around £20. Obviously he didn't check the menu before he ordered the beers, but when you're here in Poland, always check the menu before you order the beers. You should be paying about £3 or £4, maybe £5 for a beer in Poland, but you should never be paying £20 for a beer here in Poland. Now here in this cross section here at night time that you can just see straight ahead, there's people standing in the street here, and on the next cross section a bit further on the crossroads further on where the next roads cross, and they'll come up to you, these people, at night time, and they'll offer for you to go into various strip clubs and nightclubs. They'll offer you an unbelievable promotion that you don't want to refuse. It's late at night, everywhere else is closed. Come in, you'll pay £8, all your local beer is free all night. All your vodka shots are free, just come in for one drink please, it's my first day. They'll give you all the spiel, all the sales spiel to go inside, and when you go inside, you will be billed for thousands and thousands of pounds. Tourists came to my tour shop every single day. They told me that they got their drinks were pilled, they had memory loss for days and days. Some people had injuries, some people had false amounts of money taken from their bank cards. They thought they were paying 500 zloty, they were billed 5,000 zloty, for example. There's many different things that you need to watch out for when you're here in Krakow in Poland. So Florianska Street here, this is one of the busiest shopping streets in the town. This is the streets where all the tourists go up and down this street. I'd say it's possibly the busiest tourist street in the whole of town. Another thing to watch out for here is when you go to English pubs with English names or Irish pubs with Irish names, the prices tend to be much higher. It's not a scam, but I'd say that maybe they're overcharging a little bit too much. When you go into a bar and you're paying 25 zloty, £5 for a beer in Poland, that doesn't reflect the prices that you pay in Poland. Some of them might charge you 30 zloty for a pint of Guinness, which is £6. That's more than what I pay in Liverpool in England, for example. So you do have to watch out for that type of scam as well, guys. Another thing is when you're getting the tram and you're getting on the tram in Poland, you have to remember to stamp your ticket on the tram. So in England, for example, you just get on the tram or you get on the train and you just get on and you buy your ticket and you don't have to worry about stamping your ticket. But when you're here in Poland, you must always stamp your ticket on the tram, or if not, you will get a bill of hundreds and hundreds of zlotys off the inspector. Another thing coming up, we've got the junction, the cross section coming up here where taxis park there at night time. Now be very careful with street taxis here in Krakow. They can take you on a different route, on a long route, and charge you a much higher price than usual, because that's what street taxis do here, taking advantage of the tourist. So don't use street taxis here if possible. You can download an application called Uber or Bolt Taxi or Free Now Taxi, and you can get taxis for a quarter of the price of a street taxi on the application. Just order your taxi through the application. These taxis hanging around here on the streets, don't bother with them at all. Now, another thing people don't know about Poland is you have to obey the laws of Poland when you're here. For example, when you're crossing the road in Poland, only cross on a green light. If you cross the road on a red light in Poland, it's illegal to cross the road on a red light. This is a criminal, this is an offence, a monetary offence, and the police will charge you money on the spot. They'll come up to you, they'll ask you for your ID, and you will have to pay money to the police for a set fine. So they might charge you about 300 zloty, about £60 just for crossing the road, but that's Polish law. Another one I found here in Krakow, Poland is you need to be careful with extra charges that you're not expecting on top of your bill. For example, I had a cup of tea today at the main market square. I got a pot of tea and then I said I just want a little bit of milk to go with my tea, because in England we have milk with tea. In Poland they don't have tea with their milk, and they've charged me an extra sum of money. I think it was 4 or 5 zloty to have milk with my tea. Another one is the butter one as well. For example, if you want butter with your bread, they'll serve you the bread here, and I ask for butter, and at the restaurant they charge me 6 zloty extra because I want butter to go with my bread. So now we're approaching the main market square of Krakow here. So this is the main area where you find the scammers, money for Ukraine scammers that I told you about before. They're going to be everywhere all over the street. I'm not saying they're all doing it illegally. I'm not saying they are. I mean, it depends who you meet. For example, some of them are scammers, some of them might be legitimate, but you just don't know. So be careful when you're giving large sums of money over to people like that. Very often it can just go straight into the pocket. Also be careful, guys, when you're walking around, because there's lots and lots of homeless here, so be careful, and also check your pockets all the time. Just look to your right and your left, be aware of your surroundings, because there's lots of homeless people walking around Krakow as well. You find there's lots of opportunists that are walking around, thieves, that type of thing. They tend to center around the train station area of Krakow, and they also come to the main market square here where all the tourists are. This is the biggest main market square in the whole of Europe. They call it Główny Rynek, and it's an absolutely lovely place to visit, a lovely place to see. Straight ahead in the middle, you've got the Cloth Hall, which is from the 14th century. It is absolutely stunning. That's the main central point of the whole city. And there's a wonderful market inside the Cloth Hall as well. And I'd just like to say that there's more positives than negatives here in Krakow in Poland. There's so many nice things here to see and to do. It's a very, very beautiful city with very beautiful architecture, and the majority of people are very, very nice people. But you just need to watch out for the scams that do arise when you're here, like in any tourist destination. And if you're prepared for these scams before you come, then it's likely that you're going to have a better holiday. So guys, thank you very much for watching my guided tour today. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Travel with Col, and that's Col with a C-O-L. Cheers guys, thank you, bye bye.